there, this is Lady Jamers, and welcome to this month's Did You Know? This month's Did You Know is about Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life movie. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his rings. Did you know that when It's a Wonderful Life debuted in January 1947, it was not a hit at the box office, but since then has become a holiday classic, starring Jimmy Stewart, Lionel Barrymore, Donna Reed, and a lot more. It's a story that tells you that you make a difference. And it had a very big impact on me, and it has had even bigger impact in the last 2 years. I like at the beginning when George makes a wish at the local drugstore where he works for Mr. Garrell. I wish I had $1 million. Hot dog! I love saying that, and I always get kind of looked strangely at. I've often thought about how people have enriched other people's lives and wonder what would life be like if, per se, I wasn't here. I can tell you that all of us make a difference. Pets too. Because I know how I felt after my beloved Archie passed away. I had a bit of my heart was missing. And when I got Oliver, that little piece of my heart was filled. So, pets do make a difference as well as people. So, I collected some little facts about the movie, some of which I didn't know before, and I thought they were interesting. There were so many things in and about It's a Wonderful Life that we could go on forever. So I chose ones I thought were very interesting, like Alfalfa of the Little Rascals, the Our Gang comedies from the 1930s. Alfalfa's actually in It's a Wonderful Life. The actor Carl Schweitzer plays the guy who wants to dance with Mary at the dance. And Mary doesn't want to have anything to do with him. So he sulks away, and this buddy or guy of his says, "Do you know there's a pool underneath this dance floor? And I have a key." So they turn and make the dance floor into a huge swimming pool, and soon everybody is falling in or jumping in and having a grand old time. This inadvertently brought George and Mary even closer. Did you know that actual scene is not a set prop? That was filmed at Beverly Hills High School, and the room is literally nicknamed the Swim Gym because the floor really retracts. So that's a little fun did you know right there. As I said, the film debuted in January 1947. January 7th, to be exact. It was a Christmas movie that just missed Christmas. It was initially a flop because it cost almost as much as it made in the first release profit, you could say. Now, the actual amount that it cost, I was trying to look up, and one source said a little over 3 million to make back in 1946 when they were actually making it. And another one said 2 million. And I can tell you it made basically, the one source said it made 3.8 million. So if it costs like 3.18 to make and it only makes 3.8, that in Hollywood is considered a flop. But when its copyright ran out in 1974, the movie itself found a whole new life, and some could say a whole new world. Have to put a little bit of Disney in there, you know. And so everybody could watch the movie for basically free. And this led to its popularity and got close to people's hearts and mind, me in particular. And after 20 years, the copyright then kicked in, because what I think happened was they let it lapse and they went, oh my word, and they had to wait 20 years for making any, all the people making money from it. So in 1994, all the free showing it here, showing it there, showing it there, showing it there, and ended. So now if you want to watch It's a Wonderful Life on TV, you have to watch it on NBC. Or you can buy a copy of it like I did. Did you know that Donna Reed, who played Mary in the movie It's a Wonderful Life, was her first job? And she won a $50 bet with Lionel Barrymore, who played Mr. Potter. She goes, it was the easiest $50 she ever made. She grew up as on a farm, so never take the look of somebody and think, hey, they're easy mark, they won't want to get their hands dirty. They may be a farm girl. Lionel Barrymore himself is the eldest brother of the famous Barrymore, and you could say they were an acting dynasty, and still, quote-unquote, are, because Drew Barrymore, the actress, is the granddaughter to John Barrymore, who is Lionel's little brother. And if you look very closely, you can see some family resemblance. Now, if you watch it a lot like I do, you will notice there is Bert the cop and Ernie the cab driver. And they're always together. And if you're a fan of the Muppets, you know there is a Bert and Ernie. You would think that since this movie was made in 1946 and came out in 1947, that Jim Henson would have named his Muppets after It's a Wonderful Life. But it's just a coincidence. He was in the process of creating the Muppets characters, and he liked how those names fit together. So some may say they were the Muppets were named after the cop and the taxi driver, but like I said, it's a coincidence. Now, lastly, I want to say to you what It's a Wonderful Life's message tells me, and I think the message truly is. And like I said, right now, it's more relevant than ever. Number one is that every life has a purpose. We as individuals make a difference in the lives of others. Our pets make the difference in the life of our lives and their lives. And like I said, I can speak from experience. At the end of this video, I have put a little picture collage montage of people who George Bailey made a difference in the movie. The second message of It's a Wonderful Life is appreciate how blessed you really are. Now, this one can be very hard and sometimes doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I would go back to one of the sayings that God will only give you what you can handle. Well, that means that this time you'll feel like you can't handle it. Unfortunately, this will happen again. And when it does happen again, you'll be able to take it. And once again, that is, accepting things. And I know from a personal standpoint, my mom, me, and my two cats, Oliver, that you see, and I might put one of his little, he came to wanting to be part of the video at the beginning, and I restarted it. And then the phone rang, and actually, it was a good thing the phone rang. He kind of lost interest in playing around with the iPad. But the four of us, Mom, me, Oliver, and Cleo, really do have a blessed life. We don't really have any real trials. I will tell you that the outside forces sometimes make things a trial, but they also show us that we are indeed blessed. Number 3 is knowing that things won't go your way and accepting that. Now, if I was watching It's a Wonderful Life for the first time and knew nothing of it, you're going, why does everybody like this movie? Basically, it's about a guy who all he wants to do is travel. So he works as a young kid at the drugstore, helping out the druggist, and wants to see the world. He saves his little brother, which makes him deaf in one ear. And no problem, right? Grows up, he gets a big suitcase so he can actually travel the world. Well, his father passes away and he has to run the business until his brother gets out of college. When his brother gets out of college, his brother says, surprise, I got a job. I'm working for my father-in-law. And so he has to stay home again. World War II happens. He could go to Europe. But no, he's 4F because of his ear and has to stay home. But still, George Barry is still blessed. Why, you ask? Because he has friends, he has family, he has people who care for him. And yes, things didn't go his way, but he still accepted that fact and went on. Right now, we have to accept the fact that there's not everything we want, but there are things we need. And to bring a little bit of Disney back into this, there's a line from Princess and the Frog that they say, Tiana's father didn't get what he wanted, but he had what he needed. And that is accepting and knowing that things won't always go your way. So you could say that even though George Bailey didn't get everything he wanted, he got what he needed. And if you think about it, that's how life is. If we have a little something, we have everything. And that makes a wonderful life. Just like Clarence says at the end of the movie, remember, no man is a failure if he has friends. And as a side note, when I was in elementary school, my bus driver was also named George Bailey. Now, this George Bailey was born way before the movie was even thought of. So, no relation, no coincidence or anything. But he was a family friend and a big part of my local community when I was a little girl. And I am very honored to know him. So, I just wanted to tell everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. welcome to this month's Did You Know? You're gonna see a little guy appear, and hopefully he won't interrupt that much.